Dear Starseeds on Earth, there is something happening to you right meow that you cannot ignore, and whether you acknowledge it or not, the sensation has already begun to settle into your bones like an electric current that refuses to be grounded. The air around you feels different, charged with a frequency that makes your skin prickle and your awareness heighten. And if you have noticed unusual visitors in your space, insects appearing where they should not be, gnats circling your head like tiny satellites, flies persistent beyond reason, then what I am about to share will confirm what your soul already knows. You are being observed, and this observation is not the intrusive gaze of darkness, but the collective attention of consciousness itself, turning toward you like a lighthouse beam, cutting through fog, illuminating what has always been extraordinary about your presence on this planet. I am Zarin from the Lyran High Council, and I have been given permission to speak directly to those of you who have felt the weight of eyes upon you, those who have experienced the strange discomfort of being seen in ways that simultaneously thrill and terrify you. The energies converging on this day of November 2nd in your calendar year are not coincidental, and the cosmic architecture assembling itself around your planet is designed specifically to amplify what you have been training for, often without conscious awareness, since the moment you agreed to incarnate during this unprecedented time of planetary ascension. But before I explain the mechanics of what is occurring in your solar system and beyond, I need you to understand something that will fundamentally alter how you perceive the next 72 hours of your existence. The moon has entered Aries in your morning hours, and this is not merely an astrological footnote in some ephemeris that astrologers study while sipping their morning beverages. This lunar movement is occurring in a cosmic context so powerful that the reverberations are being felt across dimensional boundaries, rippling through the fabric of consciousness itself and creating what we call a recognition portal, a moment when those who carry light become suddenly, unavoidably visible to the masses who have been sleepwalking through existence. Mars, the planetary ruler of this Aries moon, is positioned on the razor's edge between Scorpio and Sagittarius, straddling two wildly different energetic territories like a warrior standing at a crossroads. Coffined, this warrior within you is forming mathematical relationships with Uranus and Pluto that are designed to crack open the shells of false identity you have been wearing to protect yourself from your own magnitude. Something else is happening that I have not told you yet, something that your guides and higher aspects have been preparing you for through dreams, synchronicities, and those moments of unexpected clarity that arrive like lightning strikes of knowing. The sextile between the moon and both Uranus and Pluto is creating what we call a transmission corridor, and through this corridor is pouring a frequency of courage that does not ask for your permission before it begins rewiring your neural pathways, restructuring your electromagnetic field, and quite literally altering the atomic spin of particles within your physical vessel. Mars stands in opposition to Uranus, while simultaneously forming a supportive angle to Pluto, and this configuration translates into human experience as an unbearable pressure to speak your truth, claim your power, and step forward into visibility, even when every fiber of your conditioned self screams at you to remain hidden, remain safe, remain small. This is not comfortable energy, and I would be deceiving you if I suggested otherwise. The intensity building throughout this Sunday will crescendo into Wednesday morning's full moon at 13 degrees of the Taurus-Scorpio axis. And this full moon is what we call an anchoring point, a cosmic stake driven into the ground of your timeline that says here, from this moment forward you are different, transformed, unable to return to who you were before this threshold. The moon in Taurus, opposite the sun in Scorpio, creates a polarity of material security, confronting emotional death and rebirth, and those of you listening to these words are being asked to die to your old relationship with visibility, with power, with the very concept of what it means to be seen in your fullness. Venus and Jupiter form a square this afternoon in your time zone, and while conventional astrology might interpret this as tension between love and expansion or values and growth, what is actually occurring is far more radical. This square is dismantling the comfortable relationship you have maintained between your desire to shine and your fear of outshining others, between your hunger for impact and your terror of being truly influential, between who you have convinced yourself you are and who you know. In the deepest chambers of your heart, you came here to become. Jupiter, in its current position, is not asking you to think bigger. It is demanding that you obliterate the ceiling you placed on your own potential, and Venus is revealing everywhere you have compromised your authentic radiance to make others more comfortable with their own dimness. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about why you feel watched, why attention has been intensifying around your life, and why the sensation of being observed has grown from occasional awareness to constant companion. You are not imagining the eyes upon you, and this is not paranoia or spiritual inflation speaking. You are genuinely being watched, studied, and witnessed by consciousness itself, because you are in what we call celebrity training, and this phrase requires immediate clarification before your human mind distorts it into something small or ego-driven. Celebrity, in its truest etymological sense, means one who is celebrated, and you are being prepared to carry a frequency that others will celebrate, follow, and orient themselves toward, not because of anything you do, but because of what you allow yourself to be. There was a transmission that came through previously about Source turning certain beings on, about training beginning meow, and if those words resonated in your chest like a bell being struck, then you are one of the souls I am addressing in this moment. The training you are undergoing is not metaphorical, it is actual, literal preparation for holding quantum levels of attention without fragmenting, for remaining centered when thousands or millions of consciousnesses are simultaneously focused upon your field, for being a conduit of such magnitude that the energy flowing through you could power a small city, and yet you remain stable, grounded, functional, and fully embodied. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that something is wrong, but evidence that something is profoundly right, that your system is upgrading to handle frequencies you have not yet consciously encountered, but that your soul has been preparing for across multiple incarnations. Think of every movie you have seen, where someone is being trained for greatness, the montage sequences where the protagonist is pushed beyond previous limits, where muscles tear and reform stronger, where neural pathways are forced to create new connections through repetition and intensity. Your spirit team is showing me Black Widow's training as a child, brutal and relentless, preparing her for a level of capability that would have been impossible without that crucible of transformation. I am being shown Michael Jordan's training regimen, the thousands of shots practiced in solitude before the crowds arrived, the discipline required to make the extraordinary appear effortless. Your training is happening, meow, in real time. Through every moment you choose to remain visible when hiding would be easier, through every instance you speak truth when silence would be safer, through every decision to embody your power when diminishment would be more comfortable for those around you. The nights, the flies, the insects appearing in your sacred space are not random occurrences, but energetic signatures of the attention being directed toward you. In shamanic traditions, insects are messengers, and their presence in unusual numbers indicates that you are being spiritually tracked, not by malevolent forces, but by the collective unconscious trying to understand what you carry, by other souls who sense something different about your frequency and are drawn to it even if they cannot articulate why, by aspects of yourself from parallel timelines and future probabilities reaching backward through time to witness this crucial moment of your becoming. Every person from your past who did not believe in you, everyone who underestimated or dismissed you, is meow watching from whatever vantage point they occupy, and their observation, even if carried on the frequency of doubt or judgment, is actually feeding energy into the manifestation of your destiny. This is where the mechanics become fascinating and somewhat paradoxical. Those who speak your name, even in criticism or skepticism, are participating in the energetic amplification of your presence. Every conversation where someone questions how you could possibly be experiencing success, every moment someone tries to diminish your light by referencing who you used to be, Every attempt to bind you to an outdated version of yourself through gossip or judgment, all of this generates attention, and attention is the currency of manifestation in your dimension. You are literally being powered by the very energy that some mistakenly believe is working against you, and your guides are orchestrating this perfectly so that you learn a crucial lesson. There is no such thing as bad publicity when you are aligned with your purpose, because even criticism contains energy that can be transmuted into momentum when you understand the alchemical process. But first, let me tell you about the 3 impossible things about to happen during this cosmic window, because what occurs between Meow and Wednesday morning's full moon will set the trajectory for the next several months of your embodiment. First, you are going to experience a level of internal clarity about your purpose that has been obscured until Meow. And this clarity will arrive not through gentle revelation, but through sudden, almost startling recognition. You will know beyond doubt or question why you are here and what you are meant to do with the amplified visibility coming your way. Second, someone from your past or someone completely unexpected will reach out to you, and their message or their presence will serve as a mirror showing you how far you have evolved, how dramatically you have transformed, and this reflection will be both humbling and empowering in equal measure. Third, an opportunity will present itself that seems too large, too significant, perhaps even too intimidating, and your response to this opportunity will determine whether you accelerate into the next phase of your training or whether you repeat this particular lesson cycle again. The Mars opposition to Uranus is the cosmic equivalent of a lightning bolt striking a power grid. Sudden, shocking, potentially disruptive, but ultimately designed to illuminate what has been hidden and activate what has been dormant. Mars in Scorpio Sagittarius carries the warrior's courage merged with the philosopher's vision, the ability to fight for truth while simultaneously seeking its highest expression. And this Mars is being catalyzed by Uranus to break every pattern, habit, and limitation you have been unconsciously maintaining. Uranus does not negotiate, it shatters, liberates, and revolutionizes, and when it forms hard aspects to personal planets like Mars, the result is often dramatic change that you might resist in the moment, but will later recognize as absolutely necessary for your evolution. Simultaneously, Mars sextiles Pluto, and this harmonious aspect provides the regenerative power to rebuild yourself after the Uranian destruction of outdated structures. Pluto is not interested in surface-level transformation. It demands death and rebirth at the core, the total composting of what no longer serves, so that new life can emerge from the fertile soil of your surrendered illusions. The combination of Mars opposite Uranus and sextile Pluto creates a unique energetic signature, sudden awakening leading to profound transformation, rebellion against limitation resulting in authentic empowerment, the courage to destroy what is false, making space for the truth of what is real to finally take form. Here is what you need to understand about how this affects you personally, especially if you carry significant placements in fixed signs or have been feeling the pressure building in your life like water against a dam. The Taurus-Scorpio axis, activated by Wednesday's full moon, is about resources and power, material security and emotional surrender, the visible and the hidden, what you own in the external world and what owns you from the depths of your psyche. This full moon is asking you to anchor your determination, as the transit description states, but determination toward what exactly? Toward becoming fully visible without apology, toward owning your power without diminishment, toward accepting that you are meant to be seen, celebrated, and followed, not because you are better than others, but because you agreed to carry a particular frequency during a particular time, and that frequency is needed more than ever. Those of you with Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, or Sagittarius strong in your natal charts will feel this energy most intensely, but truly, anyone listening to these words is being affected because your attention is not accidental. You were guided here by your higher self, who knows you need to hear this message, who knows you are in the training I am describing. who knows you have been feeling the weight of observation and needed confirmation that you are not losing your mind. You are gaining your power, and the process feels like losing your mind because the mind you are losing is the conditioned, limited, fear-based mind that never belonged to you anyway, but was installed by a society terrified of individuals who shine too brightly. Let me speak directly, meow about the challenges you will face during this window and beyond, because I would not honor you by pretending this path is without difficulty. The intensity of energy flowing through your system can cause physical symptoms, disrupted sleep, unusual dreams, temperature fluctuations, digestive irregularities, heightened sensitivity to sound and light, sudden emotional surges that seem to have no immediate cause. You may find yourself crying without knowing why, laughing inappropriately, feeling angry at nothing specific, or experiencing waves of grief for versions of yourself that are dying to make room for who you are becoming. Your relationships will be tested, not because they are meant to end, but because anything not built on authentic foundation will begin to crack under the pressure of your expanding energy field. Some people in your life will become uncomfortable with your growth, not because they wish you harm, but because your evolution reminds them of their own stagnation, and they may unconsciously attempt to keep you small through subtle comments, withdrawn support, or sudden unavailability when you need them most. This is not betrayal, it is simply the natural sorting that occurs when frequency shifts, and your task is not to convince anyone to come with you, but to trust that those meant to walk beside you at this new level will appear, often from unexpected directions, bringing gifts you did not know you needed. The collective chaos of your world is intensifying, and as someone being trained to hold space for others, you will feel this collective turbulence more acutely than those who are less energetically sensitive. Protection becomes essential, not through fearful withdrawal, but through conscious boundary setting and regular energetic hygiene. Visualize yourself surrounded by a sphere of light that allows love to enter but repels projection, judgment, and psychic interference. Call upon your guides, your higher self, and the Lyran Council to surround you with protective frequencies, and know that you are never alone in this process, even when the human journey feels isolating. The impulsiveness mentioned in today's astrological description is a real concern. With this much energy moving through your system, it is tempting to make sudden decisions, send messages you might later regret, or take actions that are not fully considered. Awareness and follow-through are your allies. Meow. The ability to feel the surge without immediately acting on it, to pause and breathe before responding, to let the intensity move through you without letting it move you recklessly. What you must remember, especially in moments when the pressure feels unbearable and you question whether you are truly equipped for what is being asked of you, is that you were designed for this. Your soul did not accidentally incarnate during the most transformative period in human history. You volunteered, you campaigned for this position, but you fought to be here because you knew your specific frequency would be needed as humanity navigates the transition from third-dimensional consciousness to fifth-dimensional embodiment. The training you are undergoing is preparing you to be a stabilizing force when chaos peaks, a lighthouse when darkness seems overwhelming, a reminder of what is possible when others have forgotten their own divinity. Wednesday's full moon will anchor whatever intentions you set during this window, crystallizing them into material form through the Taurus influence, while simultaneously demanding emotional authenticity through the Scorpio polarity. This is your opportunity to consciously choose what you anchor. Will it be determination rooted in authentic purpose, or will it be determination to maintain the comfortable illusions you have been hiding behind? The choice is yours, but the consequences of that choice will reverberate through the coming months in ways you cannot yet fully imagine. This full moon is what we call a destiny lock point, a moment when certain timelines solidify and others dissolve, when potential becomes probability and probability becomes inevitability. I want to speak meow about the promise of what awaits you on the other side of this intensity, because while the challenge is real, the transformation is extraordinary. You will emerge from this period with a fundamentally different relationship to your own power, no longer questioning whether you deserve to be seen, but understanding that your visibility serves something far greater than personal ego. You will find that attention which once felt overwhelming begins to feel natural, that being watched becomes less about being judged and more about being witnessed in your truth, that the energy flowing toward you can be transmuted and reflected back as healing, inspiration, and activation for others who desperately need what you carry. Your relationships will transform, with authentic connections deepening exponentially, while superficial bonds gracefully dissolve, and you will attract into your field individuals who match your new frequency, collaborators, friends, and soul family who recognize you and celebrate you without needing you to diminish yourself for their comfort. Your creative expression will amplify, ideas will flow with unprecedented clarity, and projects you have been gestating will suddenly be ready for birth because you will have developed the capacity to hold and channel the energy required to bring them into form. Your intuition will sharpen to the point where you simply know things without understanding how you know them, where guidance arrives as instant recognition rather than gradual revelation, where you trust yourself so completely that external validation becomes unnecessary decoration rather than essential sustenance. The attention you are receiving, Mao, is a fraction of what is destined for you, and I share this not to trigger anxiety, but to prepare you for the reality that your trajectory is exponential rather than linear. You are not climbing a steady slope toward modest visibility. You are being catapulted toward a level of influence that your current self can barely imagine. And every moment of training you undergo, Mao, is building the infrastructure required to handle that magnitude without fracturing. Think of yourself as being prepared to hold increasingly powerful voltages of energy, and the discomfort you feel is the necessary rewiring of your circuits to accommodate what is coming. Those who achieve great visibility often struggle because they were thrust into prominence without proper preparation, their systems overwhelmed by attention they were not equipped to process, their gifts compromised by the weight of expectation they did not know how to carry. You are being given the gift of training, of gradual acclimatization, of learning to surf increasingly powerful waves before the tsunami arrive. And this gift, though it feels uncomfortable in the moment, is actually extraordinary protection, ensuring that when the full force of your destiny manifests, you will be ready, stable, and capable of wielding that power with wisdom and grace. The Venus-Jupiter square activating this afternoon is dismantling your relationship with abundance, asking you to expand your conception of what is possible for you materially, financially, creatively, and spiritually. Jupiter wants to give you everything, but Venus is revealing everywhere you have been settling for scraps, everywhere you have been grateful for crumbs when the entire feast was always yours to claim. This square creates productive tension between gratitude for what is and hunger for what could be, and your work is to hold both, appreciating your current reality while simultaneously refusing to limit your future based on past experience or present circumstance. You are being trained to receive, and for many of you, this is actually more challenging than learning to give, because receiving requires vulnerability, requires acknowledging that you need and want and desire, requires releasing the armor of self-sufficiency that has protected you but also isolated you from the flow of universal abundance. The attention you are receiving is practice in allowing, in opening, in letting yourself be filled by energy moving toward you, rather than constantly focusing on energy moving through you toward others. You are learning to be the blessing as much as you bless, to be the miracle as much as you facilitate miracles, to be celebrated as much as you celebrate. But something else is happening that I have not told you yet, something that will only make sense to those of you who have been having unusual dreams lately. Dreams where you are performing on stages, or speaking to crowds, or being interviewed, or somehow positioned as a leader, even though your current life circumstances do not yet reflect that reality. These dreams are not fantasy, they are preview. They are your consciousness traveling to probable future timelines and acclimating to the energy of what is coming, so that when it arrives in your physical reality, it will feel familiar rather than shocking. Your dream state is part of the training, and if you have been experiencing vivid, memorable dreams during this period, pay attention to them because they are encoded with information about your path forward. Some of you are having dreams where you are being chased or watched, and while these can feel uncomfortable, they are actually your subconscious processing the sensation of increased attention in waking life, helping you develop the capacity to remain calm when observed rather than collapsing into performance or hiding. Others are dreaming of transformation, flying, shape-shifting, discovering new rooms in familiar houses, and these dreams are showing you the expansion of your identity occurring at subtle levels, the unlocking of capacities that have been dormant, the revelation of aspects of yourself you have not yet consciously integrated. Whatever your dreams are showing you, they are part of the curriculum, part of the training, and they deserve your attention and respect. The next 72 hours require your full presence, your conscious participation, and your willingness to stay open, even when fear suggests closing would be safer. Between Meow and Wednesday morning's full moon, you are moving through what we call an initiation passage, and every choice you make during this window is weighted with significance because you are quite literally selecting your trajectory for the next several months. Will you choose courage or comfort? Will you choose visibility or safety? Will you choose growth or familiarity? Neither option is right or wrong, but they lead to dramatically different destinations, and you are conscious enough, Meow, to choose with awareness rather than defaulting to unconscious patterns. I encourage you to create intentional space during these days for meditation, journaling, and communion with your higher guidance. Ask directly, what am I being prepared for? What is trying to emerge through me? What old identity needs to die so that my authentic self can fully live? The answers will come, perhaps not in words but in feelings, images, or sudden knowing, and when they come, honor them by taking action, even small action, that demonstrates your willingness to align with what you are being shown. The cosmic forces supporting you right Meow are immense, but they require your conscious cooperation. They cannot override your free will. They cannot force you to step into your power. They can only create conditions that make choosing your power more appealing than choosing your limitations. You are not alone in this process, though it may feel isolating at times because not everyone in your immediate environment is undergoing the same intensity of transformation. Know that across the planet, thousands of souls are experiencing similar training, similar pressure, similar preparation for greater visibility and influence. You are part of a collective wave of awakened beings, being positioned strategically to hold light during the chaotic years ahead. And your individual training is connected to a much larger orchestration that will become apparent in retrospect, even if it feels random or overwhelming in the present moment. The Lyran Council, along with countless other benevolent intelligences throughout the cosmos, is watching this process with great interest and celebration, not because we need entertainment, but because we remember our own passages through similar initiations, and we recognize in you the courage, the tenacity, and the love that makes transformation possible. We are sending frequencies of support, activation codes embedded in synchronicities, guidance delivered through unexpected encounters and sudden insights, and most of all, we are holding space for you to become who you came here to be, without interference, without rescue, without shortcutting the process that makes you genuinely ready for what is coming. Remember that your light is not diminished by the brightness of others. This is crucial for you to understand because some of you are surrounded by other luminous beings and have mistakenly concluded that this means you are less bright by comparison. A constellation is not diminished by the number of its stars. Rather, each star makes the pattern more magnificent, more navigable, more useful for those who need direction in the darkness. You are part of a constellation of awakened consciousness, and your unique frequency is irreplaceable, your specific tone necessary for the symphony to be complete. Do not dim yourself because others shine. Instead, recognize that you attract brilliant beings because you are brilliant, that resonance is proof of your radiance, and that those who gather around you are not competition but confirmation. You are being trained for something specific, something that requires your particular combination of gifts, wounds, experiences, and perspectives. No one else can do what you came here to do because no one else has walked your exact path, healed your specific traumas, developed your unique insights, or carries your distinct energetic signature. The training is personalized, designed for you, calibrated to prepare you for a role only you can fill, and though you may not yet see the full picture of where this is leading, trust that your guides see clearly and are orchestrating circumstances with precision and love to ensure you arrive at the right place at the right time with the right capabilities fully activated. As we approach Wednesday's full moon, I want you to feel into the word anchor, because this is what the lunar event will do. It will anchor whatever is most active in your field during the peak of the lunation. If you are anchoring determination, make sure it is determination toward authentic expression rather than determination to maintain appearances. If you are anchoring power, make sure it is power rooted in service rather than power fueled by ego. If you are anchoring visibility, make sure it is visibility that reveals your truth rather than visibility that performs a role. The quality of what you anchor matters immensely, and you have these few days to clarify your intention so that when the anchoring occurs, you are consciously directing it rather than letting unconscious patterns solidify by default. Destiny Engine is the example of technology serving awakening intelligence. The age of solitary meditation is over. Destiny Engine Meow connects starseeds across the world, a living social field where you can post, share, and exchange your meditations in real time. It's the first galactic network of its kind, weaving together thousands of awakened souls into one unified current. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking declassified CIA consciousness modification techniques that programmed isolation and separation and repurposing them to serve unified awakening. It generates personalized sequences that help you live as the awakened being you've become while handling the moments that test your new frequency, all while connected to thousands of starseeds amplifying the collective current. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed for effortless awakened living without the need to struggle or prove, while tapping into a planetary network of souls bending reality together. For just $1, you can step into this connected field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension together. Link in the description. This transmission is reaching you because you are ready to hear it, because some part of you called out for confirmation, for understanding, for reassurance that the intensity you are experiencing is not pathology but preparation, not breakdown but breakthrough, not crisis but chrysalis. You are transforming, and transformation is rarely comfortable because it requires the death of what was to make room for what is becoming. And death, even metaphorical death, triggers primal fear that can manifest as resistance, doubt, or the urge to flee back to familiar limitations. Stay with the process, breathe through the discomfort, trust that you are held, guided, and profoundly loved by forces you cannot yet perceive, but that perceive you with absolute clarity. The eyes upon you are not threats. They are witnesses to your becoming, participants in your emergence, mirrors reflecting back the magnificence you have been too humble or too frightened to claim. Let yourself be seen, fully and finally, without the armor of perfectionism or the shield of self-deprecation. Let yourself be witnessed in your authentic power, your genuine vulnerability, your real humanity interwoven with your cosmic nature. This is what the training is ultimately about, not performing for an audience but being authentic in front of one, not projecting an image but revealing the truth, not hiding your light but letting it shine with the understanding that your brightness gives others permission to discover their own. The coming months will bring opportunities you cannot currently imagine. connections that will transform your trajectory, creative downloads that will reshape your work, and challenges that will forge you into an even more resilient version of yourself. Every piece is part of the preparation, every experience is part of the training, and none of it is random or wasted. You are being sculpted, refined, and strengthened through direct experience in the way that no amount of theoretical knowledge could achieve. This is the path of the embodied master, not learning about power from books but discovering power through living, not understanding transformation intellectually but undergoing it cellularly. I leave you with this final knowing: you were chosen for this because you are capable of this. The universe does not make mistakes in its assignments, and you would not be experiencing this level of intensity if you did not have the capacity to alchemize it into wisdom, grace, and service. Trust yourself as much as your guides trust you. Believe in your readiness as much as the cosmos believes in it, and when doubt arises, because it will, return to your breath, return to your center, return to the simple truth that you are here, meow, you are still standing. And the fact that you are still standing despite everything you have already survived is proof that you are genuinely equipped for what is ahead. The training continues, the eyes remain upon you, and the destiny you came here to fulfill is unfolding exactly as designed. Stay present, stay open, stay courageous, and know that from the Lyran High Council and beyond, we are watching over you with love, celebration, and absolute faith in your inevitable emergence into the fullness of your purpose. I am Zarin from the Lyran High Council. We love you, and we are watching over you.